Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about what it's like to be an Enneagram 5 female, both from my perspective and when I asked other Enneagram 5 females. Here is a preview of some of the words that we feel are sometimes used to describe us. Cold, icy, unemotional, different, not compassionate, bitchy, quiet. Part true or not true? Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Sandy Crocker, and I am an Enneagram 5 INTJ, and here we discuss things all personality and things from my perspective. So I was putting together a video about being an Enneagram 5 woman, and then I realized I wanted to check with other Enneagram 5 women. So I posed 2 questions in a group that I'm in, and here are the 2 questions were: how many Enneagram 5 women do you know? And what is the hardest thing about being a 5? And this video is kind of recapping my thoughts as well as what was shared in the group. So to answer the first question, it was really fascinating to me. Most knew 0 to 1. A few knew 2, 1 knew 4, but that was in a profession which was like real estate construction related, which actually made sense. So interesting enough, most of us don't know people like us, which means we kind of went our whole existence without knowing many people like us. And I think that is one of the things that was most fascinating to me about when I learned discovered I was a 5 was, whoa, I actually am a little bit different than a lot of the women around me. And that explained why. That will be in a future video if I ever choose to cover that. Probably link it up here. There you have it. For the second part, what is the hardest part about being an Enneagram 5 woman? That was the second question. And I divided up our answers into 3 different categories, which were feelings and emotions, friends, and exterior. So here is the first category of answers, and I will just be paraphrasing some of the answers that were given me. This is just to give you kind of, if you are an Enneagram 5 woman, this gives you perspective that you're not alone in this, that we're all kind of feeling this. And if you are not an Enneagram 5 woman, then maybe a little bit more compassion about what we're going through, or if you have a significant other or a friend that is a 5, here's a little bit of insight into that. And if you're an Enneagram 5 man, I'm going to be posing these questions here shortly in a group, and I will be kind of recapping those answers as well, and we'll be posting those in a video when that video is completed. So here are feelings and emotions, paraphrasing some of the answers of what it's like to be an Enneagram 5 woman. People expect me as a woman to be all about my feelings and emotions. I get called cold and icy. My husband used to say I acted like a dude. As a Christian woman, I struggle because my first instinct is not that of a compassionate helper. People expect me to open up freely to them, and that typically doesn't happen because I don't know what I'm feeling right in that moment. I feel that people think I'm less than a woman because I'm not emotional. I've had to be learned to be more caring. It does not come naturally. I am emotional at home, but only by myself and only for a short period of time. I say I am perceived as cold. I feel cold as compared to 2s and 4s. Somehow like I am not deeply rooted in being a woman because I am not emotional. I think people see me as not being as caring, emotional, or as compassionate as a woman should be. People often mistake my being quiet and observant as I'm not having fun or I'm not happy. And my thoughts on this are I could see all of these, and the running thread seems to be cold, icy, not emotional, and that is definitely how I think people see us, and it's not always, there's a lot more going on in the interior than one would actually think. Part 2, friends. I know a few 5, and we're not cozy. Why would be? Maybe I met one and didn't know it. There's something to that. It's difficult for people to connect to me. My husband can easily connect to everyone, seemingly without effort, will, expenditure of energy, or explanation. I don't know how he does it. I find it hard to fit in with most groups of women. They always only wanted to talk about their kids or small talk. One of the hardest things is how hard we have to work to be social. The hardest thing for me is taking time to recharge in solitude and feeling like I don't have to explain myself. Sometimes my friends or family don't understand that. It's difficult to connect with people effectively in a way that isn't draining. People mistake my need for alone time personally. I really like this next one. I don't quite fit in with groups of women, but I also don't fit in with guys. I want to fit in. I want to be able to sit around with girlfriends and just hang out. That's not always that easy. In part 3 of what is the most difficult thing about being an Enneagram 5 woman, I categorize this into the exterior category. Most girls think I am intimidating and kind of bitchy. I've been called cold, aloof, snobby, ruthless, intense, and it baffles me. I'm difficult to get close to and come across as intimidating to talk to. I think at times I do come across as aloof, sarcastic, or uncaring, when in fact the opposite is true. I am actively working on improving that. I was given a nickname in school called Iceberg. I have been labeled as cold like a fridge, when all I'm trying to do is honestly be the best human being I know how to be. I appear to be outwardly selfish and arrogant and better than everyone else, but that's not how I feel inward. I'm constantly told I am rude and or cold by women whenever I point out an objective fact. I suck at small talk. It annoys me. I think people take objectivity personally, and honesty is hard for most people. And I can say most of those relate for me as well. The takeaway from this, I think, is that we're not what we seem to be on the outside, that there's a lot more emotion going on the inside, that in general, we're all working to be the best human beings they can. It's hard to human right now. I'm not saying that being an Enneagram 5 woman is harder than anything else right now. But we do have unique difficulties and unique challenges, I think, that are different than other numbers. Know that we're doing the best that we can. Know that we aren't trying to be rude or intimidating or all of some of these various things that we've been called. And most of us are trying to just be the best people that we can be. Coming up on the channel, I would like to invite you to connect a little bit more. So in the comments is a new way to connect with me. In the future, in the coming days, I am scheduling different interviews and guests to come on. I would love to have a panel of different Enneagram numbers as well as specific to Enneagram 5s. I will be, lots of things in store. Stay connected. If you got value from this video, I really appreciate a like. It does a lot for the algorithm and helps me just understand that I'm bringing value to you. Consider subscribing. And on the screen right now are some videos that I have picked just for you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.